I sat down in early May with U.S. Senator Ted Cruz to talk about things of life, of COVID, of the pandemic, quarantine, faith, family, all of those things. So this is one of those interviews from early May in which we were able to sit down and talk. If you would like to see the other parts of the interview, you can go to houstonsfirst.org or to our YouTube channel. Hi, Pastor Gregg here. We enjoy doing these little videos we call Real Life, Real People, where we just get with a church member, a friend, and connect and just add some questions. And so I've got the awesome privilege to be able to ask some questions today of Senator Ted Cruz, member of our church, one of my friends. It's such an enjoyment, man. So glad to have you and to be here.
Well, and Pastor, it's great to see you in person.
So it's been such a joy to get to know you over these years. The first time we ate lunch, you lost your voice because you were running for Senate. Do you remember that?
We had a white marker that I had to write on this, like a whiteboard. Yeah. And so we had a long conversation with me writing, and you know, Heidi said she preferred me that way.
Yeah, I don't think Heidi missed a beat. She was glad to have you silenced and to allow her to talk. She'd heard plenty of, both of our wives, God bless them, you know, have heard us speak way too many times. I don't know if you've ever done this with Heidi, but I'll do this with Kelly. I'll say, okay, just imitate me. And she'll, I mean, to the T, I mean, almost the points of the message. And so if you haven't done that, you need to let Heidi or your daughters imitate you. If you can take it, I don't know.
So I don't know if you ever get this, but I get this at home where some topic will come up, some public policy issue or whatever, and the girls will ask me what I think, and I'll start to say something, and Caroline will be like, Dad, you're using your politician voice again. I'm like, I'm trying, I don't know, I'm trying. Like, I'm sure your kids have never accused you of using your preacher voice.
Sermon. Oh my goodness, yeah, they're like, Dad. Even, you know what, I've gotten lately, I've got to do a couple things that were kind of cool. And Grayson said, why did they ask you? I'm like, what do you mean, why they asked me? Our last time we were together, I know you'll remember this, your daughters came over to our house. It was kind of a fun night.
Well, we did a baking competition. So your daughter Valerie, my daughter Caroline, my eldest daughter are into cooking and baking. And so they baked and had a bake-off and competed, and we had multiple desserts, and your and my job was just to be the judges, which was a much easier and better job.
That's right. We were the judges. We played some basketball too.
Well, and look, playing hoops, so there's some backstory there. So number one, look, Grayson's 18. He's a senior in high school, and you know, I turned 50 this year, but you and I are the same age, and both of us refused to go quietly. Yes. So, you know, when I came over, I decided to, you know, challenge Grayson. All right, you're a ball player. Let's see what kind of moves you got. You know, he's 18. He's got the strength and speed of an antelope. So we got out in the driveway, and it was a pretty physical game. And I was feeling pretty good, but when I returned to work the next week, I had a brace on my wrist. Because Grayson crossed over on me. He's got pretty good crossover.
He did.
And I was sliding back, and my shoe hit the crack in your driveway, and I toppled over, landed on my wrist, sprained my wrist, whacked my head, and got up and kept playing.
You did. It was tough, and Grayson was scared for a week that he had committed some type of federal offense, that Secret Services were going to come after him. Here he had made the senator fall down. So,
well, I will say I had fun with a lot of my colleagues when they all asked about the wrist brace. They're like, what happened? And I'm like, yeah, my pastor's son took me to the hole. I got no good defense on that.
That is great. Well, that is so good. We're sorry. We won't hurt you next time. This has been such a unique time we've been in, and you've been leading tremendously in Washington and working hard in all of that in our state and our city. And just tell us, though, what was stay-at-home like for the Cruz household?
Well, look, I mean, it was a lot the same as folks all over Texas, all over the country have had, which is I've been working from home now 2 months, actually longer than 2 months, because as you remember, right at the beginning of this, I encountered 2 different people who had tested positive for coronavirus, and so I self-quarantined back in March. You know, I do a lot of conference calls. I've done a ton of video conferences. I have had the girls run in. I've had the dog barking in the middle of an interview. Caroline threatened to come into a Fox News hit with our cat and put the cat on my head. She didn't end up doing that. She just thought it was a hysterical idea,
Sure.
but I'm still waiting for that to
Oh
happen.
yeah, and Caroline could pull it off. I think she could do it. That would be great.
She has on a couple of the calls sort of stuck her head in on the side and said something humorous and then left.
Love it. Well, tell me too, what's been the best part you think of being with your kids so much?
I mean, I got to say, our girls are 9 and 12. We have never, at any point in their lives, had this much intense time together. Early on, when we all started working at home, Heidi and I talked about it and thought about it, and we decided to do a number of routines. So we decided we're going to have lunch together every day and dinner together every day. We've never done that in our whole lives. As you know, Caroline is into cooking, so she's cooked a number of the nights.
Really? Okay.
And so she's gotten into it, and what she's doing, Pastor, she's picking different cuisines. And so going around, and so we've done Italian, we've done French, we've done English, we've done Greek, we've done Thai. She puts this, does the dessert, does all of it, and that's been really, really good. And then we also used it as an opportunity. Every night we're having a devotion together, and we're reading the Bible together, and we're doing 3 chapters a night. The first night was a mess. The girls were acting up. They wouldn't stay still. They were cutting up. They were running around. They didn't want to sit still. But we've done, Stuart, I'd say 80% of the nights we're sitting down and getting through 3 chapters as a nightly matter and having conversations. And I got to say, both Heidi and I have given thanks over and over again. What a gift this time has been. The harmful consequences of this pandemic have been massive in terms of the lives lost, the businesses lost, the economic devastation. All of that is heartbreaking. But at the same time, there is a lot to be grateful for. If you were to have suggested, okay, here's what you need to do. Obliterate your schedule for 2 or 3 months. Cancel everything. Cancel school, cancel work, have everybody in the house. You can't leave, and spend 24 hours a day together for several months. We would have laughed and said, that's an interesting theory, but that will never happen.
Yes.
And that's what's happened. And what an amazing gift from God.